Hey guys, I'm Deos, a former LCS coach. I worked with IMT in 2023, and most recently I won a CLL championship with St. Louis University. In my years coaching, I have helped multiple people make it to pro or break their LP barriers. If you don't believe me, let my results speak for themselves. This was a top laner who got from 200 GM to 1000 LP. This is a young jungler who I helped make it to pro, and after pro, now he's a content creator and peaked rank 2. And this is a support player where after working with me, he went from GM 600 to Challenger 1.4.
Hello, I'm Inui. I'm an ACL player who role swapped from AD carry to support. I've played on teams like DSG and Fear.
Awesome, the big boys. So usually the way I start my coaching sessions is I'll just like ask a couple of questions to kind of get into context, like what we're going to be working on. So first one is just like, what are you like looking to take away from this coaching session overall?
I want to take away some goals that I can have for learning this role better.
Anything else?
I mean, I'm not too sure because like I haven't gone coaching like one-on-one in a long time, so I think we just kind of freestyle it for now and see.
Okay. Before we continue on, is there anything that you're like working on right now?
I'm trying to work on my openings when I
Okay.
open in solo queue, when I open the map, yeah. And then like thinking about what I want to do on each base and then understanding matchups. Yeah, yes.
Let me just think for a second how I want to structure this. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna watch like the laning phase, just overall, to keep eye on the matchups. And then if you have like more than one game, then we could just look at your openings off base and we can find like a pro game to also compare and then just test your knowledge there. Just like theory wise, just so that we're on like the same page. When we talk about like opening off the base, like what's your checklist looking like?
Mine right
Yeah.
now, I always look at my AD's conditions before anything else.
hmm
And then I'll look at jungle's position and then I'll look at mid top blast.
And then this is pretty like self-explanatory. It's like if your AD needs help, I'm not gonna go. Jungle position, if he's nearby, it's like check mark. Okay, jungle position, is he here? Like check mark, and then now you look at your lane, so then it's like check mark.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have something pretty interesting about this one for like the jungle perspective
Mm.
that I think is like really helpful for supports. And then I'll like actually just like look at your camera and ask questions. Just for matchups, I mean typically it's just the first question is always how do you think this matchup is gonna go? It's Seraphine Pike versus Jinro.
My idea with this is like I think we get push, but then um ideally like it's kind of hard to kill them unless Seraphine gives me angle or if Pike like completely griefs his spells.
hmm
So there's like no really kill angle, so our entire goal is just maybe make the lane gankable and get proud for our jungler.
hmm So, I mean, you're an ADC player, right? But I'll ask this question. How do you think, like, you want the wave to be managed for you to have, like, your optimal, like, game state as a support? We're talking, like, first recall.
I mean I always want to be first on the map, so ideally like just crashing 3 waves
hmm
and then putting a ward down either in the river. I mean, we should be warding on second wave anyways, but
Yep.
after we crash 3 waves, my Jin can either base himself or he can fake flex that I'm gonna come back, and that way I'll get a timer into river.
hmm
And then if we like, we can keep prio too if we really want to, and I'll always be first on the map versus Pike.
Yep.
I mean,
All
we
right.
just yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Just wanted to hear what you were saying, get a feel. So let's watch.
hmm
First touch on the wave, holding middle bush, solid. Punishing him when he walks up. So I feel like this might be like an ADC centric thing, but whenever you play against hook champions, right? The way that you're positioning like this, when you're playing a Sex Champion, you actually want to just be positioning like right in the middle. I think he did like a click back right here. It might just be instinct, right? But something that you might want to like be more aware of whenever you play is just stepping in front of skill shots for your ADC.
I've had this problem even recently now. I'm instinctually dodging them.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I did look at your OP.gg and you're playing a bunch of range supports. So
well, right now, yeah.
dodging them is like honestly probably fine in those instances. Whenever you play melees, like this is really important. Whenever you play melees, like you need to really make sure.
hmm
Like, like honestly, ADC is like kind of weak right now. I'm pretty sure you just do more damage than the ADC early game. So just don't dodge the spell. Just kill the guy.
Yeah. I mean, this game was pretty fucking shitly played.
Hmm. One habit that you can have that's really good, and I'm like, I think this is going to be a recurring thing, right? Because you're a role swap. But whenever you play range champions, your instinct is to swerve out like this, right? Because
Yeah.
you want to like pinch. But when you're playing a melee champion, it's actually different, especially like in the early laning phase for bot lane 2v2. The reason why it's different is because yes, it's good to like swerve out and like pressure, but the thing is that you don't have enough threat, right?
Mm.
Like in team
Mm.
fights, because you're probably applying like a team fight concept to bot lane positioning. But in team fights, like if you CC this guy, like he'll die, or it's like a big deal because someone might follow up. But here, like if you like threaten like this, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm threatening my W on Seraphine, she's not gonna walk up. Like that's just not gonna happen. Like she's just not gonna care, right?
Okay.
So whenever you play like melees, it's actually better to when you go for your initial engage, you actually get closer to your AD and start hovering him. This way, it's like a
Yeah.
lot easier to always be body blocking. So this is an important thing for
Mhm.
trading. I'll put this down here. So trading, melees, and then I'm assuming that this is going to be a habit. All right, let's continue playing it out. Oh my god.
I mean that. I mean,
it's just it's just not necessary. But also not that important. And you died to Cossacks. Okay.
yeah.
So here you're deploying. You got 10 seconds. All right. Run me through your checklist quickly.
Well, I'm just looking at bot wave and it's completely GG'd.
Hmm.
And then jungle's pathing down, and I know their jungler just ganked, so I'm probably thinking like, I mean, their jungler's not gonna be here for a long time. I think I'm running through mid first just to see if there's anything I can do before going bot.
Hmm.
But maybe I should just go straight bot. I don't know. My idea was just like, I think the bot is fucked, so I have to be there no matter what. I don't actually know why I ran through mid.
So let's break it down. Most of the time, support's defaults are to like run mid, right? Because it's not like particularly
Hmm.
bad. But what are like the pros and cons?
I think it's slower to bot lane. The pros are I can respond to both sides, and it's easier to be connected to my jungler because
Hmm.
it can go to both sides. Going through mid makes it easier to go to a side because I can bring my mid with me.
What about just deploying straight through bottom?
If my let's say if I deploy straight through bottom and my mid's losing prio, then I'm just kind of like gambling the fact that we can win. We can win a 2v3 on the bot side.
So
It's just like it's faster to go through bot for the bot play, but it might be worse for the map.
now the one thing that I noticed that is pretty interesting, and this will be very important if you're going to be playing support competitive, is that you didn't mention anything about wards.
No, I don't have words in this sequence.
Not your wards, but the enemy wards. Because typically
Oh.
junglers, they don't have a red trinket off of first base, right? Even like supports, like sometimes you won't have a red trinket. You'll usually have like green, but you went red in this case because maybe something happened level one. But
I
whenever
go
you're in
I go red every game.
every game, just round dog red, take control of that bot
Unless
push.
well no no well it's either I'm red if I'm playing melees or I go green if I'm playing ranged. Cause if you're playing melees, unless you're playing the matchup out, it's better to clear the bushes than to have like an extra ward because it doesn't matter. But then if you're playing double range, then like like my idea when I play melees in solo queues, like okay I'm gonna like push. Then most bot matchups when they're melees are pretty boring because like it's hard to get angles if they're not giving it to you. So
Yeah.
you're not like trying to constantly hump the tower anyways, and you're gonna go up rivers to clear wards anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense to
So
me. I was thinking in this matchup in particular, you should get pushed no matter what level one. So you could like start
yeah,
ward and then just drop a ward, and then it doesn't matter that you can't clear like the initial ward in here if they drop it because they'll be useless for them. But you could also just start it, right? It's fine. It's not going to break the bank or
yeah,
anything. So the reason why I was mentioning wards is because let's say the enemy mid laner dropped the ward, right? And you know that your jungler's
mm,
pathing bot side. If you take out his ward in this location, that's a lot of pressure that you just created on the map, right? So that's just something to be thinking about whenever you're deploying. The way that I like to look at it too is like here, when you cough of a map, or your junk's pathing down, like this is where like you want to be able to make all your plays. right? So I'm just thinking off of base, like how do I create an available play in the next couple of minutes? And then obviously it's just like clear a ward, come back down bot lane, maybe clear this ward too because you have two sweeps, right? So you can just clear like this location, clear this location, and then now like the entire bot side river is like really scary and dark for the enemy team. If anything happens, which honestly it probably won't, but it's just good habits.
Yeah,
So like right here, for example, you would be like sweeping in this location.
that's like my way of helping my mid laner in that timer.
Yep. And then the only thing you'd have to be afraid of like here is just like, oh, like is Pike gonna be like so much faster bot lane that like Jin will die 1v2 while I'm there.
Yeah,
And you know if this guy isn't bronze, then he should be fine. Just check the
bro, I
trading
can't
really
watch
quickly.
this. What am I doing? I should W that Pike.
Yeah.
I think I was just scared if I W him and he hooks me, but I don't think he can get it.
Well, he'll just like hook you into the wall. Won't really matter.
Yeah, just taking free damage for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I just channeled base here. No, I don't.
Nice. Oh my god. Jinkies. One thing too, when you're coming out here, is also sweeping try. Like these two bushes.
Yeah,
So this is actually
yeah,
like really a really really important habit for I guess any supports, but primarily melee supports.
yeah.
Good to recognize that. Play it forward. Okay, let's check this out. Next deployment. Kha'Zix is top, depress tab, 24. Okay. So you see 24. You know that he's gonna be basing, going here, right? Your jungler is gonna be basing
Mhm.
soon. And then doing like this. The reason why I'm explaining this is because of when I mentioned how this is pretty important. I've like had supports in the past when I've coached them, and their question is like, "Oh, okay, how do I know if I'm like using my juice too soon, right? If I'm like dropping my wards too early or like using my sweeps too soon?" And then my answer is that you always just need to be thinking about enemy jungle first, right? You don't think about your jungle first, you think about enemy jungle first, and then once you recognize their timer, then it's a lot easier to connect with yours because it's like two
Mm.
variables, right? You can't just ignore one. So what I'm expecting here, or better yet, like I'll ask you the question, like here, knowing that Kha'Zix's gonna base clear down first, Rek'Sai tempo is really delayed. Like, what do you want to do in this map stand?
Mm, and pause it. I mean, if I look at this map state now and I'm in game, my Rek'Sai just took his Raptors, so, and then my Syndra needs a base, and we're just off base. I mean, there's no point to go through mid. I'm never going through top. I think
Mm-hmm.
we're just slow stacking a wave bot lane and maybe playing for the dragon. By the
Mm-hmm.
time like Rek'Sai gets his base off, enemy jungle's gonna be like done with his wolves running into his raptors, sees his raptors gone. Maybe he's gonna go through river, and then I mean we'll be pretty safe. I mean Rek'Sai's gonna hopefully open through bot to his bot camps this game after his base. I don't. Yeah, I think I'm just going through bot.
And not just that, right? I wanted to kind of highlight how this information, it just puts you in like a defensive mindset, right? Like that's what you're thinking. You're like, oh, I want to like do things defensively. But whenever you're in a defensive mindset, you need to understand like what it is you're defending. The only thing that you're defending is like these bot side camps. If Kha'Zix looks like rage invades, and then this dragon timer. So let's see if this is what happens in game. Okay,
I think my
right,
Rek'Sai stayed out.
he's staying. You see this guy stay, you instantly need to move and react. You get your level 3, I'll just start shifting instantly. And sweep try.
Yeah. Nah, I don't. I shouldn't sweep try here. Seraphine never came. Seraphine is the only one with the ward in this game, and she. I mean, let me see.
I guess if you press tab to see if Pike's swapped. That shit's too fast. Alright,
Nah, Pike doesn't have. Pike has sweep. I'm pretty sure.
sweep. Yeah, he has
I
sweep.
mean, I
And let's see, Seraphine. She
Seraphine ward's
died.
delaying. I think it's pretty unlikely she would put a ward in the try bush. Like her timer would be after this wave crash. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I mean, actually, she could. She's full of conditions. I just let me
Like right
see.
here,
I
she
mean, actually,
should like run like this
no.
and then drop a ward for herself here or here.
I mean, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should go
Okay.
sweep insta. And then you should be willing to face check them, right? Because your jungler's close by. You sweep, you move
Mhm.
first.
I'm second, I think.
Hmm. So I don't mean
But
first like
Pike has
that, I mean like
basically.
you'd be faster.
Yeah.
I wanna hit like this. Like
Why?
what's about to happen is right now, your goal for this
Mhm.
vision, like you have two goals for this vision. One, it's to like to get info, right? And the other one is to take away vision. So get info, reduce info. Like right now, like do you need more information? I feel like it's pretty clear that everyone's here, right?
Yeah.
So if instead you hit it downwards, then if you catch Seraphine's ward here and then you kill it and you have the extra sweep, it's like so dark for them and it puts more pressure on the man. Let's take a step back here. Yeah. The only thing that you'd have to
That's
be afraid of is like you can't walk this way, but I don't think you're ever going to like really walk this way anyways, right? You'll just like hit this cone and then maybe like W over the dragon or just walk around like here.
Mhm.
Because even if you see Pike, like are you still gonna walk here? No, right? So I'm gonna just put this down as
Yeah.
vision cone. But I mean in the Monza. Actually, there is a ward here. You'll kill that whenever you can.
I mean, don't think I can block that one.
Mm-mm. Wow, your jungler hates you.
It's fine. If I had a, I mean, actually, whatever. I don't like looking at it back now. I'm kind of just fighting to fight, bro. There was like no condition to fight there, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going in.
Okay, what I was thinking here is, well, first you should sweep this, right? It's like
I
so
thought,
much
yeah,
pressure.
yeah.
But what I was thinking here was like, oh, Rek'Sai has two options. He can deploy to Krugs or he can deploy to Raptors. If I see my Rek'Sai deploying to Raptors like this, I'm thinking, oh, he wants to do something bot side.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a completely fair thing. So I was thinking here, like, oh yeah, my Rek'Sai is gonna come bot. Like I want to just like start a fight so that we could like make it diveable. That's what I thought you were trying to do.
No,
Okay. Because like imagine
I
right
think.
here, like if you leave, he does Raptors, he crosses through mid. Like this is good. This is great
Mm,
actually.
I mean, I'm just fighting to fight.
Honestly, if you're learning the role, like I don't even mind, right? Like just be like, oh, I don't know if I'll win here, so just test it. Like it's honestly fun. Just
But
something to
then,
keep
I
in
mean,
mind though.
yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, unironically, you know what? Like, actually, no. Me and Rex are same timer. Like, for example, like unironically, Core would do that kind of play, and then he would instead have him die and the enemy AD die, and then he would just use that as a tempo breaker where you just go to the play that you want to go to, and you got to play bot.
Yeah, I think that's really good. If you see those type of angles, I think
Like if I
like
choose sub.
the difficulty there is
Hmm.
just like knowing for sure that you can kill the AD.
Hmm.
Because here it's not like very clear, right? Don't think it's super easy to
Yeah.
kill. Okay, so I think that everything here is good. You pressure the rise, you push him off, you hover too. I would like also just use my sweep just to make sure that I'm actually like in fog.
Yeah.
Because some of the things that you could do here, like just playing around vision is, let's say you go here, and then there's a ward, and then you kill it, and then you fog down, right? On lingering vision, and then you can like wrap back around, right? Like there's some interesting things you could do to
Mhm.
surprise people. But here, like you just don't press your sweep. So this is also like another habit that's really important. And then here, like I'm not actually quite sure like what you want to do here.
Oh, I'm just following this guy. Whatever he wants to do, I'll just be with him for now.
Okay, I see.
There's nothing to do bot either, cause like it's Seraphine, and by the time I get there, the wave's gone too. So I'm not like thinking about the bot dive. So my Syndra's like posturing to walk up to hit the plate, and I'm like, okay, I'll
Okay.
be here too.
So there is like one really important thing here that
Mm.
you're not paying attention to, which is fine. But
My wards?
yeah, your wards, they're like real up really soon, right? So
Yep.
what you can do is you could just like ping this guy to like go back. If Pike shows on mid lane, like it's chill, and then you can literally just sit, wait and fog, chop one ward, and then insta base, and then you'll be up Omega Tempo. You just
Yeah,
need
I
to be
know that
thinking
one.
about it.
I think about it now. The
Oh,
moment I get
what?
wards, the moment I get wards, I always say like, oh shit, it's fine. I fucking headshot that shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're
I always
redeploying.
think about thing wards. Yeah.
So where's enemy jungle? Let's go back to see where was the last time he showed. Kazakh's top side here, 37 CS. His bot side should be spawning.
Ideally, I could get a ward on his raptors.
Yeah. If you can get a one of his Raptors here, it's really, really good. Because you just don't have like great information coming out of this base. Like
Yeah.
obviously Dragon is the next objective, right? But you don't know like when necessarily you want to be playing for it.
Mhm.
Open through bot here because your Cinch is basing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I should just ran up river after they didn't give the angle. I just need to base
this.
too. Well, no, just keep playing.
Oh, well, no, no. I'm just thinking about what's about to happen here. I think in this picture, it's probably better if you're in comp, right? Because we're thinking about comp because that's your goal. Like if you're in this situation ever again where you and jungle are about to enter river and there's a plant up, you should always hit the plant first and you should lead to clear so that he can stay fogged.
Yeah.
Because if he walks in with sweep and he gets seen, like it's just not worth it.
Yeah. That's why I was like, okay, you got seen. Maybe you have to just go.
And then the other thing too is that since this is a Jin, it's like fine, but he has no ulti. But if you like hit this plant, you also see try, right? Because
Yeah.
clearing this ward is like honestly sus. Like Jin's in Africa, Syndra Pike have shift. If Pike hooks you or Rek'Sai, like they'll get a really easy chunk, and that chunk will probably turn into Dragon. So just think about the plant usage. Okay, run through mid. Mechanics.
I think I'm pretty. I feel like I'm playing fucking lazy as fuck this game, bro.
So I have something in mind where I think you're being lazy. What do you think you're being lazy
Mm.
about? Just to
My
make sure on this
camera.
stage. What about your camera?
I think I'm like not panning it to the people I want to look at enough, and the movement of my camera is fucking kind of atrocious.
So the one thing I'm noticing is that you're just not pinging.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Like right
I'm
here,
not.
like when this pike moves upriver like this, I mean like where else can he go, right? Like there's nowhere else he's gonna go. Like you should just ping this. Like even
Yeah.
here, like you're thinking of something, but you're not thinking of the right thing, you know? Like you are already
Yeah.
bum rushing mid. Like you're too slow. Like this is a 3v3 that you can match that you'll win the game off of.
Yeah.
Okay.
But watching this game makes me feel like I'm just like cruising this game because no, I mean, okay, I don't know. I'm super inconsistent with like it's like if I'm like really wanting to win, not saying I didn't want to win this game, then I'll be spam pinging a lot, or if I'm mad. But like it just looks like I'm just kind of just chilling, you know,
Just kind of playing.
which is kind of
Yeah, I
weird.
know what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm just not pinging at all. It's kind of disturbing, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna skip ahead towards the mid game because there's like a couple of habits that are really important in the early game that you're missing on right now. That may not actually just be habits. Maybe it's just like I mean, yeah, it's just habits. If you're not doing it consistently, even while chilling, then
Yeah, it's just not there.
nice. Just want to get to the point where our turret is down, and then you have to start like making real decisions about your vision. Oh, like early game, the decisions are still real, but you get my point.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check if you had a sweep up, but you do not.
Nope.
Good, by the way, talking to try. Oh my god.
Disgusting. I don't know why I just didn't WR. I think I was expecting his QE or some shit.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I was expecting his QE. He didn't use it, so I'm like, oh shit, I have to R. And then I'm already like, I already didn't input WR.
Uh huh. I like this though. Display.
He has E, bro. Oh no, he doesn't. I'm stupid then. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't put it at all. It's fine. Misplay.
Oh. Okay. I think this is like a criminal sin of supports, by the way.
What, hitting dragon?
Yeah. You do 59 damage for auto attack.
Well, no, I did like 400 with my combo.
Let's see.
I mean, if this was old world, it's for sure worth it, but it's not worth it anymore.
Right here, 200 damage.
Yeah, you go.
Like
It's
maybe
gonna add up.
maybe 400 damage like altogether, including your like 5 auto attacks afterwards.
I think it's fine to hit dragon when it's early game as a support, but not right now. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Well,
I don't think it's criminal for supports to hit dragon when it's early game because it's like I mean I don't know. I mean I'm sure you've seen like sometimes where like jungle's pulling in and jungle and support go to hit it while your AD carries on the wave.
oh, I think that's fine. At 5 minutes.
Yeah. Of
But as
course,
long
of
as you can
course.
agree, like post like that point, like it's not worth
I
it.
mean it's useless. It's completely useless. Yeah, I should just base and get map.
Checking this. Towards base.
Thing is I can't really walk up into top to ward. I don't really and spending my time to run into bot with 2 wards and then basing is too shit in my head. So I'm like, I'm just gonna base and get another pink ward. It's fine.
So this is where it actually matters, like what you did.
Yeah, I could get all my wards down if I based earlier.
Well, not just that. There's also have you ever heard the concept of like one weak side ward before you play a strong side? Yeah. So like this in between time, like instead of deploying straight here, because your jungler has a job, right? He has these camps and these camps before he really wants to enter river. You would deploy like this, drop one weak side ward for whoever opens this way, right? Because you already have this ward for them, and then you can like play your side on top.
Yeah,
Drop this ward,
trying to find a game where,
this
cause
ward.
the thing is the thing is I remember myself doing all these things in games, but
Hmm.
like I also have games where I just don't do them. Like this isn't like this is like one of my shittier support games. It looks like.
It sounds like a good representation. Oh my god, the San surfing combo. let's take a step back and look at this round. So you redeployed, right? It looks like we're sacking
Yeah.
Herald. We're just playing it to bot. In these situations, by the way, I would like really prioritize dropping a ward on the objective itself. I don't know if you noticed, but you actually dropped like 2 wards basically in the same bush.
Oh, okay. You know my idea. It just got
I
hit by the
do,
thing, so I'm
I
like,
do, I do, I
I'm
do.
like, I'm like, shit. If I put another one, they might not get it.
Yeah, I actually think it's smart. I'll just also put a ward on the objective itself.
Yeah.
Because then now you know, like, deploying up here if they're starting it or not.
But it's fucking Pike, bro. That champ's OP. Just clears it with Umbral Glaive.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even matter. That was a fucking shit ass blast cone, bro.
The vision code mechanics are a bit sus. Right here, this is like really important, by the way, what you're doing right now. So whenever you lose push on mid as support in these pictures, especially when you're playing with a champion like Jhin, because he's so safe, you should just run straight through bot lane. Like I think it's
Really?
good
Instead of
to
contesting here?
no. I think it's good to match here, right? You match. After your match is done, like you are gunning it here.
Yeah.
You drop 1 ward to protect him, right? Just to make sure he doesn't get his ass dove. And then you were just running straight through bot lane.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, look at the mid matchup, like Jhin versus Seraphine, like it's like a nothing burger.
Mhm.
Like right here, you're eventually like on time. But an important thing to note too is ideally you'd be able to help control like this location. Also this ward. Did you drop this pink here?
Yeah.
So what's like the idea behind this pink?
In case they put another ward there, it will just stop it from working. And I can't find myself having a high value pink in this round. Because it's just gonna get cleared anyways. Because we don't have push from top or bot, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
Like, my ideas with wards, especially pinks, is like, if I'm off base and I'm thinking like, oh, my pink's just gonna get insta cleared, I'm just gonna put it in a safer spot where like I can deny them vision too. And then on the next round when I can put a good pink ward, I'll switch it.
I
Like if
don't
I
know.
hold my pink here, if I hold my pink here, and I did the correct thing, it's probably gonna go into like bot try or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Bot try.
But then if I'm like now I look at it, I can do that, and that's the correct play. So I'll look for that in the future. But I'm pretty sure what I'm thinking in this round is just I just don't have a safe place to put it, so I'm just gonna put it in a safe place.
Yeah. Another way to look at it too is just like you weren't aware of one concept, so you will not see the other option. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like the concept here that you're not aware of is just if we're weaker on mid or like the mid control doesn't matter, then you should just bum rush to side and then be there, and that's how you create your like numbers advantage. Because I do agree, I think you should just be going dropping pink here, and then I do
Yeah.
also think that this ward is omega terrible.
This one
Yeah,
should I just drop it in lane.
you should just drop it in their jungle. You actually have an
Okay.
opportunity here to get like some really good wards. Cause like right here you have 3 wards that you can drop.
Yeah.
I don't really think that this ward is good. Maybe you're worried that Kha'Zix is here to jump on you. That's why
No,
you drop it.
I want to waste his umbral.
Oh, so you tried to like drop it while he's still in range?
Well, I just wanted to drop it one here so will use it on this shitty ward,
Oh, I see.
and then he won't get this one. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I could put one. Yeah, I mean, I should put the one in the. Where I was going, I should put one there.
Yeah, what this round should look like to help you visualize, because there's like warding routes. You know how there's like football like receiver routes? There's like warding routes that you can like consistently do every game. So this could be
Yeah.
helpful. Like when you are weaker on mid, you'll go deploy through side, right? Take
Yeah.
control of this area, sweep, 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 and then after here's like the first pivot point, right? Are you going to walk back into mid like this? In which case you should drop a ward here. Or are you going to continue playing through lane and then you're going to go drop your ward here. So right here, this is like the pivot, you know? Like once you make it to this
Mm-hmm.
bush, like what is going to happen? So here, if you look at this context, like this is fine because you know that Pike is topside, right? But since you have
Yeah.
juice here to know that Pike is topside, and you're like essentially cheating around, you should drop a ward here and here.
Yeah.
And then now you have like really deep control. Actually, um, in this picture too, like Kha'Zix just straight up like runs through top. It's like pretty weird of him. Or I guess like he could do some like crazy vision stuff where he like runs through, walks like this, and then tries to kill you here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly like if you're playing in like a high, well, what am I looking for here? Like a high level game, this play should happen, right? Because they're winning, or like they're in a strong position, so they should try to match you. So if he does that and you get chunked here, like your map falls apart. Because then he chunks you, you can't go for like a pressure here, and then they'll do Herald. So yeah, I'm just like thinking in my own head. I think you should like just do this. Even if you see like Kha'Zix shift like that, I think you should still like not go here and go like this anyways, because it could get really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're running through Rek'Sai, right? You check this bush. All right. Pivot point. Are you gonna run up into Jin, or are you gonna like go take control of golems? Sidra clears this wave. Only reason why you would ever run this way is if you're trying to like chase a kill, but the guy escapes and doesn't give you the angle, and you walk up. Otherwise, you're always gonna walk like this. Here, you'll
Yeah.
have Rek'Sai and Sidra with you, bang, and then you could even go more aggro, bang, and then you have full bot side control. Let's see if
Yeah.
there's a scenario where you open through mid with jungle, and then we can talk about it.
I mean, he literally let us win the game. That fucking that Kha'Zix, bro. Oh shit. Yes, chill. Baiting some spells. Spell baiting.
Spell baiting?
Nah, I just think I can catch up. Some stupid.
Hmm. Just a donation.
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind this ward?
There's no idea. Just putting it to make myself look pretty. I'm doing my support job. I mean, the ward deeper is better than this one.
Yeah.
The one in the other bush.
So here in this round, like your typical
Yeah,
wards
yeah,
would be like this.
yeah. And then and then ideally I can get one on mid too, but the one on mid will never stick.
If you want to do something cheeky, because you're playing against Pike and he has Umbral, you'd put it like this
Hmm.
to try to dodge it when he walks like that, like here
Mhm.
or like here. This one's like kind of
Mhm.
deep though, a little too deep. But these two wards are good in this location.
Mhm.
Okay, like low key, if Pike was here, you would have just died because it didn't hit this bush. Just
Yeah. I won't die. I'm never dead. I will like my Rex can come. I have aftershock and my item. I'll never die.
that's true. That's true. You get chunked.
And I have
Oh,
Jinnar.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you also saw him here up here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Like,
It's a
if you don't
3v3.
see him, then you'd be afraid anyways. I hope.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I hope to.
How many words do you have here? 3.
Yeah, I only dropped one. Yeah, motherfucker.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking here is because it's actually good for you if you have 3 wards to drop a ward here on mid lane to bait their sweep, and then you can like shift over and drop 2, and then insta base.
Yeah.
Where's my support base? Where are you going?
I want to sneak a ward in lane because I was like, maybe I can make it in time before they come, but I couldn't.
For like a TP ward?
Yeah.
Those aren't bad.
I mean, I mean, it's sticked. It's there.
It is there.
Yeah, it's there.
I mean, I think those words are creative, right? But yeah, honestly, we could like stop it here. There's like a pretty clear thing for takeaway.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
the way that I like doing this is I'm gonna like consolidate this into something, and I'm just gonna like write out some questions to test out understanding. So let me just double check. Like goal is like you essentially just wanted to figure out like what you don't know what you don't know, right? And then now
Yeah.
it's like now that you know, how do you practice it? And specifically what you wanted to work on was like opening off a base, what do you want to do on each base in matchups, and then habits and fundamentals. Okay, awesome. Let me just make a new window. So first thing is this would be like the first question. So when you use vision cones, like what are the two ways that you can use them?
To see, to clear enemy wards that they placed, or
Mhm.
to use them to spot where the enemy exactly is, like
Yep.
jungle camps.
And in what situations where like you would want to prioritize clearing the enemy wards?
When I have when I have tempo from base.
Mhm. When you have tempo, there's another reason.
Um, when I know where their wards are. But I mean, when I want to, I mean, isn't that when I want to pressure and like jungler on my side say like kind of same thing and stuff?
Yep, these are all good reasons. Honestly, the reason that I was looking for was just if you already have information,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
And then in what situations would you like use it to like try to find something?
When we're invading,
Yep, invading.
when we're setting up dives,
Hmm.
when I've already swept all the wards with my sweeper
Hmm.
and canceling bases sometimes.
True. I won't write that down though. So these
Yeah.
are these are like a lot of things, right? So
Uh-huh.
how do we like simplify this? Because ideally you internalize these things, but how do we simplify them as like an easy way to practice? Okay, in my opinion, you primarily use the vision cone to clear enemy wards when you already have information, right? This one and this one, jungle on your side. I think these are the most important ones, right? And then you use it to spot them, right? When you
Yeah.
need information. So what situations where you like need information, you don't know where the enemy jungler is. And then to be specific, right? Let's refresh this. Is there a way to make the plants show up?
No.
Okay, it's fine. I know where the plants are. There's like a plant here, and a plant here. So this one, for example, this plant here, usually it's not worth it to throw it out this way. Why?
It doesn't show the camps and it only shows one bush.
Well, it'll show the camps. Like usually, it's actually like this, like more like it.
Uh,
It's like pretty wide. But I just mean like in general, it's not usually worth it to like hit it in this way in the early game. Why? Because you already know this information. Because if you're in a position to walk up and hit this, you're in the position to just check the camp, right?
yeah. Yeah.
And then the second part is that if you were to see a ward here, are you really just gonna walk up and clear this? Like, first of all, there's never gonna be a ward here, right? The only spot there'll be a ward is like here, maybe, and like you'll see it anyways by hitting it. But even if there's a ward here, are you really gonna walk up and hit it? No fucking way. Nah,
No.
right? So
Yeah.
if you want information, the way that you want to throw your ward, this bush, is you use your body to check this camp. You hit this cone down here to check this camp. Just like that, you just confirm the entirety of outside jungle. The second part of it is you just want to clear wards. Okay, you just hit it down here and you just check try. So same thing for this one, right? You hit it here to check this location, and you just like basically open up a valley, right? A fog. Or you would like throw it out this way if for whatever reason you think they dropped the word on dragon itself or here. But this is like one of the most highly contested ward locations, so you should always be able to like have a pink there or like a sweeping there. This should be like pretty clear now. Like, okay, if I want to use like this trinket, how do I use it properly? Not trinket, but cone. Okay, next question. Why does it matter where laners drop their wards?
I can either avoid them
Hmm.
or I can clear them. That's it, no?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the
I
reason
can.
this is important is because it's just like not currently part of your checklist.
Mm-hmm.
When I think it's like one of like the important things part of your checklist. I actually think that if we're looking at the openings, right, 80 conditions are always first. Then you think about enemy jungle position. Then you think about wards, and then you think about your
Mm.
jungler's position.
Okay, that makes sense.
The reason why this is important too is because the game is different now. You know, like in the past,
Yeah.
like your jungler could just drop wolves and then just come walk with you. But I mean, you've been watching League recently. Like, do junglers ever leave their camps to connect with their supports anymore?
No.
Fuck no, we're clearing our camps. right? We are eating
Yeah.
these camps up just because of like how the jungle meta is right now. So like your enemy like connected with your jungle only matters if you guys are gonna make a play together, or if you because you're afraid of the enemy jungle support being together, right? But if you're correctly tracking enemy jungle
Yeah.
position, then it shouldn't matter. And then you can check like mid top last. All right, continue opening this, and then I'll put this also as like vision theory or vision habits to be specific.
Yep.
Okay, next one. Why do you think this is the case?
Like in general. Well, I had the problem of like, well, I was watching like pro VODs, like the pro views, and I was like, okay, in my solo queue games, I did have this problem where like I'm dropping my wards and then it just feels like they're just getting like insta swept, and then I realized like in the VODs that let's say I'm watching BLG on in mid
Hmm.
game, there will be timers where he's dropping his wards and he's just gonna sit in them. He's just gonna wait. His team's around him. He's just gonna wait and he's just gonna fight on his wards to protect them. So then, like, why I think that I'm gonna be dropping wards too soon would be either a like you're trying to like when you drop your wards when you're faster than your team on the map. I think, in my opinion, you have to make them a bit creative and like you cannot put the common wards because they're just gonna get insta swept.
Hmm.
Or you can like put them really far apart and put the common wards. So then like their sweeps it will take more than just one sweeper to get all the wards. It will take like two sweepers, maybe like a sweeper and a pink just to get the vision. And then so after you put in the fast wards, you can base and then get a second round of wards and it's good. But then if you put them like if you're really fast on the map and then you put them down early where they will just obviously go and sweep then you're just fucking trolling. And
Hmm.
then using sweeps too late, I think is probably like when your jungler's like when you force your jungler to show while you're using your sweeper, then you're using it late. And then when you've like when you're just losing the vision war because you didn't sweep their wards properly and they get the flank, I'm not sure.
Hmm. So actually, too soon. Let me add this caveat to it. It's also shallow, right? It's too shallow. So I actually
Yeah.
noticed like I have it here. I'm just trying to see if like you notice it too, because I didn't like make it very clear when I was watching. Just imagine like okay, like here I'll show you one example, and let's see if you notice this as well.
Yeah, the pink is too defensive.
No, no, no. It's just about your green words.
Oh.
This actually just fully showcase like this happened because you did it 3 times in a row.
I mean the wards show nothing, yeah.
Nope, that's not it.
No? They're not deep enough?
Well, actually, that's probably like a good way to put it. But you consistently drop wards and bushes that you're going to walk into anyways.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you're not like
Mm.
dropping wards in bushes that you're like not necessarily afraid of, right? But that's like out of your reach, you know? So the reason why these wards are too shallow is because like yeah, you could just walk into them anyways. So like a good way to kind of look at
Yeah.
it, right, is oh, if I feel like I could just walk into the situation like easily, then I could probably get a deep reward. And that's like a
Yeah.
good way to kind of envision it. So let me write this down here. It's like if I can face check a bush easily, I can probably get a deep reward. Right? Which is the case here. Like this ward here, if you're gonna walk in anyways, like you don't need it, right? This one here, if you're just gonna walk into it anyways, like you don't need it. This one, you're just walking this bush anyways, you don't need it.
That makes sense.
And then too
Yeah.
late. I think just like for sweeps in general. So what I mean by like you're not prioritizing the vision highways is this example. Like right here, do you see this?
Yeah.
So just like knowing like in the future, like this is a vision route, right? You do this vision route a lot, which is good, but you probably do this because you're a bot laner. It's like very natural too. And keep in mind you have two sweeps, so like boom, vision route like this, and then now you have like your point again. You can come back and do this, or sweep this, or you can go like deeper if you want to. Most of the time you don't need to go deeper. Here, vision route. If you clear wards, then you have to use another sweep like this, and then like self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Okay, go here, routes, and then like another quick tip for this one would just be if there's ever a situation where you're in front of your jungler, you should always sweep.
So he can save his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why too is because like you don't have a job and he has a job. And what I mean by that is like he's a lot more free to go deeper and take control of
Yeah.
like these locations, whereas you have to go back to your lane. Okay.
Yeah.
So we wrote down like a lot of stuff here when it comes to vision. And I think it's mainly because from what I saw, it's like the weakest part of your game. I know you wanted to talk about like openings off base, like what to do on each base and matchups. Honestly, like I don't think that this is like the most important thing right now, at least from a competitive standpoint. I think that this is the most important thing. So what I want to highlight here is I think you have the theory down now at least, or at least the understanding of like what these things are and why you do them, because you answered all the questions. Like if you didn't at least have
Mhm.
like a sort of good idea on how to do it, then you wouldn't know, right? So let me just send this to you really
Mhm.
quickly. The next part now is like, okay, how do you practice this? How do we like
Yeah.
practice our vision habits and make them habits? Well, the first one is about like being aware in game. So vision cones. This one should be relatively easy. It's just like when there's a vision code, you just need to ask yourself like, what is your goal in game when using it? And when you're reviewing in game, right? When you review, did I find out something I didn't know already? Did I clear words? Now, when you're opening out of this one is harder because obviously you're playing solo queue. So you can't just be like 1v9 faker mode, right? But what you can do is like if you do play scrims or in comp, you can ask, or you can just work on, I guess, increasing your awareness and just paying attention to pings on map. Or you could honestly just like practice the sweep timers. Honestly, I gave too many options. This is what you should do. In game, play normally, but try to pay attention at after second and third wave. See which way enemy fogs. If they fog bot side, prioritize first base sweeping. And then in review, just check where they awarded. This is actually how you like easily train it, right? Because the trigger's super easy. Like you're crashing your second wave, or like you're on your second wave, you're gonna go, your AD's going for a ward timer, you just look, right, at mid and see if they're also fogging. Don't think it's that hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dropping words deeper, face check, mentality, right? Know the vision lines. And then here we can actually talk about them. Or while I type this out, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go into RiffKit, and you could just do it for like your red side. I want you to put down the words that you think are like standard control words, where if you have these words, you have control of the quadrant, and I want you to put down what you think are like the creative words, and just do that for me
I'm on
really
red.
quickly.
I'm on red side.
Yeah, you're on red side. And just send me
Okay.
a screenshot.
So you want me to just put standard pink words,
Just standard vision words, like the green ones.
green words?
hmm
I put some for the whole map.
No, just for red side mod, like red quadrant. Because if you understand red quadrant, then it's pretty. Actually, just do red and blue. So I'll actually
Yeah,
teach you
sounds
something
good.
about like being creative. Because what I wanted to test here, actually, is I wanted to test if you knew what the common vision routes were. So let me elaborate, okay? We'll do it from two perspectives. One where the enemy team is retaking jungle. One is where they're retaking from here. One is where they're retaking from here. Why do you think like these are the two retake lines?
Cause it sweeps the most bushes.
Yeah, it's where they'll start their sweeps. They'll start their sweep like this, and that means they'll take up to here, right? Or up to here. Or they'll start their sweep here, and they'll take up to here. So if they
Yeah.
want to do this location, they're starting here. If they start their retake here, then they're going up to here. So when we
Yeah.
talk about like being creative, it's just basically knowing like, okay, what are people going to start their sweeps? So this word, for example, you didn't put it down, but this is a creative one. Why?
Okay.
Because when the person sweeps, most of the time they sweep like this, so it will dodge it. Or if they sweep here, they'll sweep like this or like this. You see? This one is also
Yeah.
creative because we're also thinking about what it sees. Here, you'll see if someone walks through this way or if they walk through this way. And also, when they sweep, it won't see. This one's like less good because all it sees is this location, right?
Yeah.
And then these are also the ones that dodge pinks. So like if they drop a pink here, it dodges it. Drop a pink here, it dodges it. Drop a pink here, you could put your ward like this to dodge it as well. So that's one way to also like be aware. Now, when it comes to like the words that get control, these words, do you see these? If you have these
Yeah.
words, you have full control of a quadrant.
Yeah. I know those ones. Yeah.
So one way to look at it too is that your goal is to get to these words whenever you're like trying to take control of the quadrant. Now, you can't just like walk in and get those words unless you're trading sides of the map. That's why in this picture when Kha'Zix and Pyke are here and your words are like this, when instead they could be like this is like a big deal, right? because you missed your timer to take full control.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, let's say, playing around Nash, right, where the enemy team is like slowly contesting, there's actually a way to like inch your vision forward. And the way that I'd like to look at that is I like to look at it kind of like a Z format. So what does that mean? Like your first round, you take control of river, right? And you take control of this,
Yeah.
right? Because it's midway first, right? You take control of this, then your top wave comes in. Your top laner or your mid laner comes, right? And then now you take this location here. You take this, and then it's hard to take this, but you can like show presence here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once you take this location, ideally you're catching your waves higher, here. And then once you get their waves here, then you can go take this. Now, do you need to like put wards down here? No,
No.
right? You can just use your body. That's why when you were talking about watching that pro example, typically what happens is they go like this, right? Then they drop down, not necessarily these wards, but then they'll like look to hold this. The support will like sit here, go back and forth, and try really hard to control. Then and then they go deeper, and then they take this. So I just wanted to showcase like this idea because it's another like vision route in game, right? Let me think if there's like one more thing that I want to talk about vision. Oh yeah, have you ever heard about the theory of like vision lines or not vision
Yeah.
lines? Or I mean yeah, okay, so like did it ever look like this?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're chill, then you get it. I'll like explain it anyways, just to like be really quick about it, just in case. But essentially, like your words are dictated by like what turrets are up, right? With how deep that you can go realistically. So, for
Yeah.
example, when this turret goes down, it's suddenly like this, and then this becomes access. Let's say bot turret's the one that goes down, then it's like this, and then this
Yeah.
becomes access. Okay, sounds good. That's if you're playing strong side.
Yeah.
Go. I think for you, the most important thing is if you can ever get into like scrims for practice, that would be ideal to practice like the stuff that I was mentioning here about like controlling vision lines. But when it comes to just solo queue right now, it's more about how you like individually improve your own vision habits. So when it comes to practice, right? I wrote it out from like easiest to what I think will be the hardest, and which parts are like based off of habit and which ones are off of knowledge. I think vision cones, this is the easiest. Why? Because it was really just like a knowledge thing. I feel like you just didn't think it was that important. You were just kind of hitting them, right? Like there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
nuance to it. But now that you
Uh-huh.
realize like there is nuance, it's like oh, it's like pretty easy. Now opening at a base and thinking about wards, it's more habit than it is knowledge, right? Because the habit that you need to practice is like second and third wave in game. You just try to see which way the mid laner fox.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty easy. Now dropping wards deeper, this is more knowledge than it is habit, right? Because it's about squeezing. Like how much can you squeeze vision wise just from yourself? And that means that you have to be tracking like where the enemy team is, and you have to be thinking about which way that you want to open and the route involved. So like if you open mid, like you hold here, you know that you don't need to drop a ward unless you need to. When you have your first fog, you come and then you take over this, come back mid, second fog, go deeper, or if you're just like opening straight through mid, right? So
Yeah.
and then like the sweeping, this is also more like knowledge than habit. Because here right now, I feel like the way that you're using your sweep, it's more so about it's more about what you're doing and less about like what the enemy team is doing. Does that make sense? But in reality, like the most optimal way to do it is like what is the enemy team thinking, and then I can take out those words because it's a lot easier or a lot more consistent.
Yeah. I need to start. I need to think more about what they're gonna do.
And to actually add like a caveat to that, whenever you have to think about what the enemy team is going to do, it probably feels like a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll actually use the example for jungles because this is what I like teaching my jungles. My junglers, when I talk to them, they always tell me they're like, I feel like there's too much information. Like I have to keep track of the wave states. I have to think about what the enemy jungle is doing. I have to think about my weak side, my strong side. Like, have you ever felt that way before? Whenever you play jungle, like when you hear about coaching it, it's like there's so much information they have to intake.
Because I mean, nah, bro. When I play jungle, I'm full clear no matter what, and I'm hitting the objectives.
Okay, but have you ever listened like to a coach talk to a jungler where it's like, oh, you have to like look at your wave states, think about
Uh,
like, yeah.
uh,
I'm not gonna say it's bullshit, but it's unnecessary. The only thing you need to think about when you're playing jungle is what the enemy jungle is going to do, because that's just how the game is going to work. And to explain, it's like, does it really need to matter? Like you're paying attention to top wave state, mid wave state, bot wave state. No, if this guy's pathing down and you see that bot is gankable, you're like, would I gank bot lane if I was this guy? Okay, ping them. There you go, just like that. You don't need to think too much about it. It's like, do they look gankable? Okay, okay, be careful. All right, this guy takes a base. Where's he gonna go? Fuck these wave states, right? If he's basing
yeah,
and I'm him, where am I gonna go? To my Krugs? He's topside, right? So in the same way about the vision, when I'm saying you have to think about where the enemy jungle is dropping vision, you have to think, I'm the enemy support. I'm leaving out a base. Am I running mid? Okay, let me go sweep his ward, right?
yeah, yeah.
If I'm the support, I'm running straight bottom, and when am I dropping my ward? Oh, okay, let me just go sweep it. It's just like that. You don't need to think too much, right? Literally just think like, what am I going to do if I was them? So we were going for like quite some time. We already did our like question and answer period. Do you feel like you have a good idea on like how you're actually going to like practice these things?
I think in solo queue, I will just try to. Well, I kind of had this goal after yesterday and playing with both. I mean, I played with Aaron and Levitate, and then from what I know, like the way I view solo queue is like solo queue is as useful as you make it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, for example, we were losing games, but it wasn't like I'm getting outplayed in those games. It's more like we're winning bot lane so hard that the enemy supports just, they're just like, alright, fuck bot lane. They're just not gonna go bot lane anymore, and they're just gonna start roaming the map. So then my takeaway from that was like, okay, if that's the case, then I should start thinking about like when I smash lane so hard, what is their support gonna do? And I should just match it
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yep, exactly. That's really it. And
So
then if you
that was
can't
like,
match on your weak side, right? It's like, okay, how
yeah.
do I like explode my advantage on the strong side? By fucking the enemy jungle. That's
So
perfect.
that's what I was thinking yesterday. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably do that more. And then I mean, it was helpful to see the word stuff. I'll for sure be doing that, thinking about the words. And I mean, my goal will just be like in mid game every game, I'll just go back and I'll click to mid game and just look at how I'm placing my wards and what my intention, what I think my intentions were in the game. And if they don't make sense, then I'll try to rewire my brain and give myself like a new thing to think about.
I'll actually say something. I think when it
Yeah.
comes to this, it's more
Yeah.
important that you watch the highest level than it is to watch yourself. Like I actually think if you, for example, reviewed every single one of your games after every game and watched your warding habits, and you did it like 5 times a day, if you just watched like two pro VODs where you just had the same intent and were like, oh, I would drop my ward here. Oh, okay, he didn't. Why did he not do it? I think it'd be way more beneficial.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Because keep in mind, like, these are the easiest, right? But these things,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of knowledge involved, right? You need to really hone down the knowledge before you can make it happen. I guess to just close it out, usually I do like a quick like question and answer just for myself,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm looking for feedback. Let me just go look for the questions I usually ask. Okay, how was the length of the review? This one was a longer one, but I feel like there's a lot to talk about. Do you think it was too long?
Yeah, I feel like it was a bit too long for one VOD. But I do agree that it was like the first one and there's a lot to work on, so I think the next ones will be like if like for example, if we did have a next one then it would be a lot easier.
Yeah, usually,
And it would take shorter time. But it's like I just started the role, so
mhm.
there's like some holes that I need to fill out that you're talking about, which makes sense.
From my experience, usually like the first one is like an hour, and the next couple are like 30 to 40 minutes. And the reason why is because like the goals are already clear. We don't need to like teach anything new. It's like, are you hitting your goals? Are you hitting your goals? Are you hitting your goals? Now that you hit it, like, what do you need to do next? Do you feel like I explained things in a way that was like easy to understand?
Yeah.
I, Awesome. Do you have like a clear idea on what you'll be doing to improve?
Yeah.
Do you think like any time was wasted or I was like rambling too much?
Not not really. I'm trying to think. Uh, and the warding stuff was important. I mean, yeah, it was good.
Okay.
I know some people would fucking go through that entire VOD, but you just said like there are enough things to look at, and you cut it short. So yeah,
And do you think you'd be able to explain what you learned to someone else?
yeah,
All right. This one is actually like the most important question, right? That's the most important one. So make sure you're saying it with your chest. Like, you really think so?
Like explain it like the concepts to someone, or like explain how you explained it. I can explain it in my own way, but I know what I learned today.
Yeah, as long as it's in your own way, you're chilling.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And do you have like any feedback at all that you think would be useful to me that wasn't touched upon in these questions?
Nah.
All right.
I mean, I came in today with some pretty broad stuff, so it's like you touch on the key stuff. I mean, there's just some team fighting stuff that I like. Maybe next time is better to look at. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Sounds good.